Hello everybody, I am Ashley LGR for Rosyla Streaming Network. How have you all been doing today? I want to thank you all for the amazing views that you have been providing over the channel over the course of the past week that I have been into Endwalker. The expansion just has been absolutely phenomenal, right from quest number 1 all the way into the final quest of 108. I have, of course, every single video of these quests one after the other on the channel, so you could go and view that whenever you wish at your own convenience. Of course, it's no cuts, no edits, everything is as it is in the game. So if you can't get into the game and you do want to at least watch, I guess you could say, there's no commentary. It is actual full 100% game footage. Nonetheless, advertisement aside, let's get into a little bit about Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. So, after the events of Shadowbringers 5.4, 5.5, and 5.56? One or the other. Or 5.55 or whatever. It takes you into a little bit more of the story leading into Endwalker, where Fandaniel, a rogue Ascian who seems to be completely freed from Zodiark's control. It almost seemed as though he was never under Zodiark's influence in the first place. Took the task of being the one to declare his wish to the Warrior of Light. This is in 5.4. He spoke of the He spoke of his intentions of recreating the final days. You saw all of these towers popping up, and they were just sucking the aether out of the land itself. So the planet was actually really starting to become hindered here. The story continues on, where you do manage to, of course, go towards one of the towers to defeat Lunar Bahamut, and there you start learning a little bit more about the towers, and then you start finding out that the Telophoroi, which is the group that Fandaniel is leading, I should say, they are growing vastly in number due to these towers. These towers are highly influencing and tempering these people and these creatures. So people and creatures are both not immune to his work. As the story continues to progress, you will also see that he is working side by side with Xenos as well. And Xenos, of course, is highly infatuated with the Warrior of Light, and that's all he wants is his battle. He just wants his rematch from the Stormblight expansion, and he's willing to go through any and all lengths to do it. So, with that said, we end up into Endwalker, which not only completes the whole tale of every single expansion leading up to this, but it also completes the tale of Zodiark and Hydaelyn, where, of course, you know through earlier expansions that Hydaelyn, aka the Mother Crystal, has been guiding the Warrior of Light ever since A Realm Reborn, and at some point she's just been completely silent. And in Endwalker, you go on your final quests to not just save the star, but also to learn a lot more about Hydaelyn and about Zodiark, and a lot about the Amoratines in general. So this expansion has quite the excitement and the fun and the entertainment value that it is highly regarded as having. You'll see in the in the game, once you actually start playing it, that they really increased the difficulties in dungeons. You'll also see that they've number crunched, and all the stats have been diminished. So you kind of feel like a Heaven's Ward character in terms of power structure leading into Endwalker. And you'll find that the dungeons, because of this, are a lot more harder, and you have to really think, especially if you're either a tank or a healer, because you now have to remember, you know, your tank doesn't have 180,000 plus hit points anymore. They've only got roughly about 50,000 or so. So it really makes you like think, okay, do I want to get hit by this attack? Can I take this one attack? Or should I like really like move around? Should I focus? Kind of things like that. So dungeon difficulty has been like really ramped up. They're a lot of fun though. It's one thing I always loved about FF14 is the difficulty in dungeons. It's been relatively simple, of course, in A Realm Reborn. They started really getting into mechanics in Heaven's Ward. They improved on their mechanics in Stormblood, and in Shadowbringers, they really ramped it up. For Endwalker, not only did they raise the bar even further, they really get you thinking. So many times I've died in a dungeon just thinking, oh, I could take this hit. No, I can't take this hit. Or I gotta focus on the DPS, and all of a sudden the tank dies. Or oh no, I gotta focus on the tank, and all of a sudden like you have no damage because your DPS are dead. So for me as a healer playing Coronasphere as always, the challenge is just really wrapped up. It's really great. The bosses are fun. The music in the battles are just phenomenal. I'm so happy that they really went back to their FF14 roots for music, and they just let their musicians go free on this expansion. Every theme, from Old Charlayan to the dungeons to the field battle themes to the boss battle themes, you have your trial themes that are very specific. You have like area themes and field themes. It's just music everywhere. It's just, it really immerses you in this world, and that's what I really think FF14 is all about. It's not just about you going through this world and just completing your quests all the time. It's about you exploring this world. It's about you getting the feel of this world. And I honestly do believe that the music really plays a major hand in that. Some of the music, especially towards the end of Endwalker, I'm not going to spoil it, but if you do want spoilers, of course, I have Quest 108 on the site, on the channel, so you could go into Quest 108 and listen to it. Or I also have the final themes for this game, well, for like the final boss, as their own separate video. So if you truly want to like get into all of that and like listen to the themes, you can go into there. But just remember that I had to upload the gameplay because, you know, you're not allowed to just upload the music. You have to upload the gameplay with the music, otherwise you kind of get in trouble if they catch you. So I don't want to get in trouble because I love this game, and so all of my gameplay, I will mute the sound and just give you the music if I'm doing just OSTs and things like that. So, but I'm very, very proud of the journal recordings that I did. That actually did take a lot of work. Um, it's not just about pushing and stopping a record button at just the right times after every single quest. It's about putting it onto the channel and making sure that it gets the views, right? Because you want to get the views and you want people to enjoy it, but you also don't want to be oppressive about it, which is the reason why all I have on all of my titles, especially for the quest lines, is just where it says Endwalker on the thumbnail, and I have like inside it's like, okay, spoilers, this is quest whatever. So like that's how I do it. So like the only way that you're going to get spoiled is if you actually click on the video and start watching it. Otherwise, the thumbnail doesn't provide you with that kind of spoiler. So I like to think that my channel did that a little bit differently than other channels that have posted a thumbnail of the actual gameplay as opposed to just a still where it says Endwalker or whatever. And I've seen a lot of people complaining about that. Voice acting. Voice acting in this game is just spot on smooth. Every scene is appropriate for the voice actors. They did such a phenomenal job with each and every single one of them. So not only do you have world immersion, but you also have the voices of all the characters. The only reason why you don't have a voice on your Warrior of Light, for example, is because they want you to kind of feel like that Warrior of Light is unique and kind of like you. So I honestly love the fact that your Warrior of Light doesn't have a voice. So like whenever you're kind of talking, when you're kind of talking, your lips or your mouth is kind of moving, but you hear no sound. I honestly like to think that it's actually you talking to somebody, to your friends, to your companions, to your scions, to your enemies, to your rivals, things like that. So I find the Warrior of Light is extremely expressive in that fashion. So I really hope other games do it like that too, because it's just amazing. In terms of like graphics, this game just like raised the bar so high in graphics and special effects and just flashiness. The game is dark, it's gritty, it's also enlightened, it's beautiful. You go to places where it's just absolutely just like radiant, and then you go to like you see in this video, like the real dark, gritty, kind of gothic-y places. And each theme for each area represents the perfect background, the perfect ambience for what kind of situations you're going to be dealing with in this game. So to kind of sort of wrap it up, I guess you could say, storyline, definitely a 10 out of 10. Like, if I could rank it higher, I would rank it higher. It's not only just a conclusion to the tale of Hydaelyn and Zodiark, it reaches your Warrior of Light to like this pinnacle of power that you've actually never seen your character capable of before. So in terms of story, just it's just spot on, 100%, totally 10 out of 10. Music, 10 out of 10. I know it sounds like I'm being biased, but the music is just it's just really, really good. And like you get really into it. Like, I cried 11 times, not just from the music, but also from like what's going on in the scene, which the music is really is really presenting, right? And vice versa. Like, the scene will be presenting something and the music starts and I'm just bawling. I'm just crying. It is just so tear jerking. It's, oh my god. So, yeah, music. 10 out of 10. Absolutely. Replayability. 10 out of 10. This game has so much replayability that I honestly really hope that New Game Plus really comes out soon so I can take my Coronasphere through the whole game again. Or through Endwalker again. I've already taken her through ARR, Stormblood, and Shadowbringers all over again, so it's really good to be able to take her through Endwalker one more time. Maybe 2 more times. Maybe 3 more times. I don't know. But yeah. So replayability. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Definitely has replayability. Controls, just fantastic. I play on a keyboard and a mouse, so I'm pretty sure you can see that on the screen very easily, that I play with a keyboard and mouse. So I absolutely love it. I love my skill bar just full of skills, and I love going through my rotations one at a time. You couldn't catch me on a controller if I tried. It's just never gonna happen. So in that case, like, it's just yeah. And just the overall expansion is such a masterpiece. It is such a masterpiece. It's to the point where I have gone to social media and being like, how are they going to top Endwalker? Like, how are they going to one up the Hydaelyn and Zodiark tale from here? There's just no way that they could possibly do it, can they? Maybe? But whatever that they do have planned for the next story arc, I really hope that Final Fantasy XIV takes off even further, and I really hope that it eclipses all the other MMORPGs out there and becomes the new goddess of MMORPGs. So, with all of that said, I want to thank you all for coming to the channel, providing all of your views on my content. I love your comments. Please continue. Take care, everybody.